Hello my friends, welcome all to Manu Law classes. I am Gautam Dikshit. In this video, I am going to discuss the Daily Hindu analysis of September 14th, 2021. कुछ important factual news हैं, कुछ important information हैं जो आपके एग्जाम के लिए काफ़ी important है. तो बढ़ते हैं न्यूज़ की तरफ. So the first and very important news coming is that Supreme Court is to pass interim orders in Pegasus case. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को कहा था कि आप एफिडेविट फाइल कीजिए कि स्नूपिंग चार्जेस स्नूपिंग या स्पाइंग इंडिविजुअल्स के हुए हैं कि नहीं हुए एंड वेदर दैट स्पाइंग ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल वाज इट वैलिड अंडर द लॉ. तो द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हैज़ refused to file the affidavit citing the security concerns. So the Supreme Court has said that it is going to pass the interim order. सो नाउ वी विल द इंटरिम ऑर्डर विल बी नाउ इंटरेस्टिंग. बहुत दिन से एक केस चल रहा था. वेस्ट बंगाल ने भी एक कमीशन बैठाया था, कमिटी बताया था टू इन्वेस्टिगेट द स्पाइंग चार्जेस विच वॉज स्टॉप्ड बाय द सुप्रीम कोर्ट बिकॉज द सुप्रीम कोर्ट वॉज डीलिंग विद इट. नाउ कमिंग टू द पेगासस सॉफ्टवेयर. पेगासस इज अ सॉफ्टवेयर, इट इज अ स्नूपिंग सॉफ्टवेयर. इट इज डेवलप्ड by an Israeli company called as NSO Group. So इस पेगासस सॉफ्टवेयर के दो इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट हैं. एक है जीरो कॉल, एक है जीरो डे. जीरो कॉल का मतलब कि पेगासस सॉफ्टवेयर विदाउट मेकिंग एनी कॉल इट विल जस्ट मेक अ मिस कॉल, व्हाट्सएप मिस कॉल, एंड देन इट गेट्स इंस्टॉल्ड एंड इट कलेक्ट्स ऑल द डेटा एंड इट ट्रांसफर्स टू द पर्सन और टू द सॉफ्टवेयर वेयर द डेटा इज टू बी कलेक्टेड. और जो पर्सन जिसके मोबाइल से या जिसके सिस्टम से डेटा कलेक्ट किया जा रहा है उसे ये पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि दैट some new software had been installed which is collecting all the data. Second important thing about the Pegasus is that Pegasus does not collect the present data but any data which has been deleted from the mobile but it was the part of the data, the Pegasus can collect all those data also. So this is about the Pegasus. Now आज के न्यूज़पेपर के में जो मुझे एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ लगा और जो एग्ज़ाम में बहुत ज़्यादा आता भी है, इट इज़ अबाउट द CAFMD, Climate Action and Finance Mobilization Dialogue to be set up between India and US, and which is the part of the India-US Climate and Clean Energy Agenda 2030 partnership, which was announced during the Leaders Summit on Climate Change in April 2021. What is happening over here is that the US is going to work with India for installing 450 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. India's renewable energy target by 2030 is 450 gigawatt. Now this is very important information from the exam point of view. The second information is that currently India has the installed power capacity. अब यहाँ पे confuse मत होना कि installed power capacity में 476 gigawatt कैसे हो गया. This is installed power capacity means it includes renewable as well as conventional source of energy both. तो वो 476 गीगावाट है जो 2030 तक 817 गीगावाट करने की प्लानिंग है. तो इसमें से जो 450 गीगावाट का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है वो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी सेक्टर से आने वाला है. सो इन दिस डायलॉग द क्लाइमेट एक्शन एंड फाइनेंस मोबिलाइजेशन डायलॉग हैज़ बीन अनाउंस्ड फॉर मोबिलाइजिंग द फाइनेंस फॉर टेक्नोलॉजी फॉर रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी. अब हम थोड़ा सा ये देख लेते हैं कि इंडिया यूएस क्लाइमेट एंड क्लीन एनर्जी एजेंडा 2030 पार्टनरशिप में है क्या. तो इसका जो पहला इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है वो है मोबिलाइजिंग फाइनेंस. पहले फाइनेंस टू बी मोबिलाइज्ड. द सेकेंड इंफॉर्मेशन इज डेवलपमेंट ऑफ क्लीन टेक्नोलॉजी. दोनों कंट्रीज बोथ द कंट्रीज दे विल कोलाबोरेट टू डेवलप क्लीन टेक्नोलॉजी एंड ट्रांसफर ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. द थर्ड इज about decarbonizing the pollution intensive और emission intensive sectors. कुछ sectors ऐसे होते हैं जिनकी emission intensity बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. Some of those sectors you already know. Those are transportation sector, industry sector, power sector and construction sector. तो इन सबको decarbonize करना है. Decarbonize करने का मतलब होता है कि to lessen the carbon emission from this sector. So we have to go towards renewable energy. जैसे कि अगर हम लोगों ने 2-3 दिन पहले डिस्कस किया था अबाउट ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन. सो ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन इज दैट टाइप ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी विच कैन बी यूज्ड टू डीकार्बनाइज द ट्रांसपोर्ट सेक्टर. अडॉप्टिंग द ग्रीन बिल्डिंग कोड कैन बी वन ऑफ द वे ऑफ डीकार्बनाइजिंग द कंस्ट्रक्शन sector. The next is capacity building to adapt to climate related risk. So these are the important points of India-US Climate and Clean Energy Agenda 2030 partnership. One more thing is very important over here, that इंडिया का जो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी टारगेट है इट इज़ 450 गीगावाट बाय 2030. द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑल्सो हैज़ अ टारगेट ऑफ नेट जीरो एमिशन बाय 2050, and the second and important target is reducing the greenhouse gas emission by 50 to 52% based on 2005 level. 2005 लेवल के हिसाब से द एमिशन हैज़ टू बी रिड्यूस्ड बाय 50 to 52%. कब तक? बाय 2030. नाउ IIT पुट्स ऑफ JEE एडवांस्ड रजिस्ट्रेशन. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा एक स्कैम भी हुआ है, बट द IIT द नेशनल टेस्टिंग एजेंसी विच इज़ बेस्ड इन IIT कानपुर, they have denied. They have said that because of COVID-19 the JEE advanced registration has been delayed. The National Testing Agency is the agency which conducts exams like JEE mains. JEE advanced जो होता है वो IITs declare करती हैं, IITs conduct करती हैं, but there are certain exams like NEET, JEE mains, then NET, UGC NET, CSIR NET, all these exams of JNU, they all are conducted by National Testing Agency. Now economy में जो important news आ रहा है, it is that inflation dips marginally to 5.3% in August. So inflation, यहाँ पे जो inflation की बात हो रही है, it is consumer price index which is released monthly by the National Statistics Office. एक दूसरा inflation का measure भी होता है which is called as wholesale price index. The difference between CPI and WPI is that CPI measures the inflation in goods and services, wholesale price index measures the inflation only in goods. So यहाँ पे जो CPI है it has dipped marginally to 5.3%. Now why it is the good news? Because in June the inflation was above 6%. It was exactly 6.3%. And now it has, जो अगर inflation 6% के ऊपर जाता है, so it is beyond the tolerable limit of RBI. The tolerable limit of RBI is 4% plus minus 2%. इसको हम कहते हैं inflation targeting. The Monetary Policy Committee of RBI, they target that inflation should be in the range of 2% to 6%. अगर 6% के ऊपर गया, it means the inflation is very high according to RBI. But now the consumer price index, it has come below 6%. From 6.3 it has come to 5.3%, mainly because of fall in food prices. जो inflation पहले भी हुआ था उसको हम कहते हैं protein inflation, जहाँ पे pulses, meat, chicken, egg, इनके दाम बढ़ जाते हैं. तो अब फूड इन्फ्लेशन की वजह से फूड इन्फ्लेशन हुआ था, अब फूड की प्राइसेस फॉल होने से ही इन्फ्लेशन जो है वो कूल डाउन हुआ है, बट तो भी इन्फ्लेशनरी रिस्क स्टिल परसिस्ट. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर हम फूड और फ्यूल को अगर हटा दें तो भी पावर, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, इन सब में इन्फ्लेशन, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सेक्टर में इन्फ्लेशन अभी भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द इन्फ्लेशनरी रिस्क स्टिल परसिस्ट. Now this is very important. First is Oscar Fernandez. He was a senior Congress leader and former Union Minister. Oscar Fernandez. He has passed away recently. The second is that Tamil Nadu Assembly Bill passes bill against NEET. So NEET is the exam, National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test for undergraduate medical courses in the country. Now the Tamil Nadu has passed a bill called as Tamil Nadu Admission to Undergraduate Medical Degree Courses Bill 2021, which says that admission in the medical colleges in Tamil Nadu will be based on performance in class 12 and not based on NEET, because according to the Tamil Nadu government, the NEET favors the rich and the more privileged class who can afford the coaching. Now we will come to editorial later. Now see, again the news is coming from Srinagar. Again a disturbing news. I have already told you that 6 Chinese grenades were recovered in Srinagar, okay, which has been seized by CRPF during patrolling. So this is again a disturbing news. Now नाउ द गवर्नमेंट कर्व्स फंडिंग फॉर 10 क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड चाइल्ड लेबर एनजीओज। तो जो फॉरेन फंडिंग होती है एनजीओज की, एनजीओ का फुल फॉर्म होता है नॉन गवर्नमेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, दे वर्क इन सोशल सेक्टर। So the foreign contribution to these NGOs are regulated under the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act 2020। इसमें अगर किसी भी एनजीओ को प्रायर रेफरेंस कैटेगरी में अगर डाल दिया जाता है, so that NGO before receiving the foreign fund they have to get the clearance from Ministry of Home Affairs। ओके, इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता कि that they cannot access the foreign fund, but that foreign fund contribution will be under greater surveillance of Ministry of Home Affairs। So several NGOs which are related to climate change advocacy and child labor advocacy, basically they have been put under this prior reference category, which was brought through 2020 amendment in Foreign Contribution Regulation Act। Now see, some of these names are not very important, so you will see that these NGOs are European Climate Foundation, Omidyar Network International, Humanitarian United and Stardust Foundation, Australia-based Walk Free Foundation, Minderu Foundation। Now in this, the Walk Free Foundation is very important because the the International Labour Organization, which is headquartered in Geneva, it released the Global Slavery Index, which put India at the 53rd position, and it said that in India the modern slavery is still practiced. This index was the part of Australian Walk Free Foundation's annual survey. Means they used this index for their annual survey. So this is very important. Now over here I will just mention Gyani Jail Singh. Gyani Jail Singh was the president of India, and he was the president when the Indira Gandhi was assassinated at that time. Gyani Jail Singh was the president of India, and two prime ministers have served under him, Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi. Now a study is there in Lancet which is saying that booster shot is not required at this stage of COVID-19 pandemic. There was an international group which has studied, which included experts from World Health Organization and US Food and Drug Administration Agency, who have said that even for the Delta variant, vaccine efficacy against severe COVID is so high कि मीन्स अभी भी जो वैक्सीन जो हम ले रहे हैं वो इतने एंटीबॉडीज जनरेट कर रहे हैं कि अगर डेल्टा वेरिएंट भी अगर इन्फेक्ट करता है बॉडी को तो सीवियर कोविड-19 नहीं होगा उस पर्सन को. सो दैट इज द फाइंडिंग ओवर हियर. Now over here this information is important. The ability of vaccine to elicit an antibody response against current variant indicates that these variants have not yet evolved to the point at which they are likely to escape the memory immune response induced by vaccine. What is saying, क्या कह रहा है ये कि अभी भी अगर डेल्टा वेरिएंट हैज बिकम वेरी वायरुलेंट, इट इज स्प्रेडिंग वेरी फास्ट, बट स्टिल they have not evolved a stage where they can escape the memory immune response which is induced after taking the vaccine. जब हम वैक्सीन लेते हैं तो बॉडी में एक मेमोरी बन जाता है कि जब भी कोरोना वायरस आएगा तो बॉडी विल डेवलप द एंटीबॉडी टू फाइट दैट वायरस. तो अभी भी वायरस को कोविड-19 वायरस का इवोल्यूशन इतना नहीं हुआ है कि वो इसको एस्केप कर जाएंगे. द नेक्स्ट न्यूज़ इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़, स्पेशली एलेट में इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. एडवांस्ड एंजाइम टेक्नोलॉजी लिमिटेड has produced a systemic enzyme and probiotic supplements which are Immunoseb and Probioseb CSC3, which have passed the random controlled clinical trials for post COVID-19 fatigue symptoms. For post COVID-19 fatigue symptoms, बॉडी एक फैटिक डेवलप करता है तो उसको ट्रीट करने के लिए दो सप्लीमेंट्स आए हैं. Those are Immunoseb and Probioseb CSC3. Now Concord बस याद रख लीजिए, ये एक PSU था जिसका डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट होने वाला है. The name is Container Corporation of India, which is a public sector undertaking under the Indian Railways, which has consistently earning profit, but then also the government has decided to disinvest it. Now the information which I am going to discuss in this one again important for ALEC type of exam. Now over here what has happened, that a team of 8 persons with disability, they have created a new world record for the largest number of people with disabilities to scale the world's highest battlefield, which is सियाचिन ग्लेशियर. उस सियाचिन ग्लेशियर के ऊपर एक कुमार पोस्ट है जो सबसे हाईएस्ट पोस्ट है इंडिया का, तो वे वहाँ तक पहुँचे थे. ओके, आफ्टर ट्रैकिंग फॉर 60 किलोमीटर एंड दे रीच्ड ओवर देयर. सो कुमार पोस्ट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. दिस एक्सपीडिशन वॉज ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बाय क्लॉ गोबल. सो व्हाट इज क्लॉ गोबल? सो अगर हम क्लॉ गोबल की बात करें तो क्लॉ गोबल इज द organization which was set up in January 2019 by Major Vivek Jacob, retired, who was a para special force officer and who had to who left the service in army after suffering disability due to accident. So this CLAW Global, they had organized a Operation Blue Freedom Triple World Record. Under that, these 8 persons with disabilities, they reached the Kumar post of Siachen. So this is very important information, स्पेशली फ्रॉम क्लैट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट बहुत पहले एक जजमेंट आया था सुप्रीम कोर्ट का कि इरिट्रीवेबल ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ मैरिज कैन बी द ग्राउंड फॉर डिवोर्स, बट अभी पार्लियामेंट ने लॉ पास करके इसको ग्राउंड ऑफ डिवोर्स में इनकॉर्पोरेट नहीं किया है. तो दैट्स द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज कॉलिंग द लेजिस्लेचर टू मेक दिस ग्राउंड विच इज इरिट्रीवेबल ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ मैरिज. इरिट्रीवेबल ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ मैरिज का मतलब कि मैरिज एक ऐसे पोजीशन पे पहुंच चुका है जो बस अब टूट जाएगा, अब उसको मतलब वापस रिस्टोर होने का कोई चांस नहीं है. द मैरिज इज आउट ऑफ ऑल द चांसेस ऑफ बिकमिंग नॉर्मल. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज इरिट्रीवेबल ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ मैरिज. सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक जजमेंट आया है, माइनर जजमेंट है NCLT नेशनल कंपनी लॉ ट्राइब्यूनल के बारे में कि एक बार अगर रिजोल्यूशन प्लान सबमिट हो गया एंड देन द नेशनल कंपनी लॉ ट्राइब्यूनल कैन नॉट ट्वीक विद द रिजोल्यूशन प्लान. वाई? बिकॉज दिस इज वन ऑफ द रीजन दैट देयर इज अ डिले इन द इंसॉल्वेंसी एंड रिजोल्यूशन प्रोसेस. सो दैट्स वाई द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज गिवन दिस जजमेंट. Now over here we already know that the Taliban has passed certain circulars related to curbing the rights of women. So over here the High Commissioner for Human Rights, the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet, she had made an observation that they are breaking all the promises and their regime are again repressive and anti-human rights. Now this climate change could cause 216 million to migrate according to the World Bank. तो climate change का एक रिपोर्ट है, वर्ल्ड बैंक का एक रिपोर्ट है जिसका नाम है ग्राउंड्सवेल रिपोर्ट. आप ये नाम याद रखेंगे, ग्राउंड्सवेल रिपोर्ट. उसमें इन्होंने they have taken the 2 possibilities, the most severe possibility and more good possibility because of climate change. So they have said that if the climate change impact goes on, the global temperature rise goes on, so there will be slow onset of climate change and their impact such as water scarcity, decreasing crop productivity, rising sea level, and this could lead to around 216 million people to migrate. Means it can create the climate migrants. तो अगर वर्स्ट केस में वो कितना होगा, 216 मिलियन पीपल. एंड द रीजन विच विल बी इम्पैक्टेड विल बी लैटिन अमेरिका, नॉर्थ अफ्रीका, सब सहारन अफ्रीका, ईस्टर्न यूरोप, सेंट्रल एशिया, साउथ एशिया, ईस्ट एशियन पैसिफिक. अगर हम बहुत ही क्लाइमेट फ्रेंडली सिनेरियो लेते हैं तो भी 44 मिलियन पीपल ऐसे होंगे जो क्लाइमेट से रिलेटेड कंडीशंस की वजह से माइग्रेट करेंगे. अगर हम सबसे वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो में लेते हैं तो जो सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पैक्टेड एरिया होगा वो होगा सब सहारन अफ्रीका फॉलोड बाय नॉर्थ अफ्रीका. अगर हम साउथ एशिया की बात करें तो बांग्लादेश विल बी पर्टिकुलरली अफेक्टेड बाय फ्लडिंग एंड क्रॉप फेलियर. So this is the report which is called as groundswell report of World Bank. Now यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा श्रीलंका के बारे में बात हुआ है. तो श्रीलंका में after there is a ethnic conflict going on between the Sinhalas and Tamils. So there was a civil war led by LTTE, uh, Liberation of Tamil Tiger Elam, and this civil war was ended under the presidency of Mahinda Rajapaksa. After that, the Sri Lanka government had committed to the United Nations Human Rights Council that they will restore the rights, political rights of Tamil, and accordingly the resolutions are passed in UNHRC. So the UNHRC chief Michelle Bachelet, she had called for close attention on Sri Lanka and how the Sri Lanka performs on this. She has specially mentioned the Sri Lanka's Prevention of Terrorism Act, which is a very repressive type of act. Now, the Israeli defense contractor, they have unveiled an armed robot to patrol the borders. It has been developed by Israeli aerospace industry RAX Mk2. Now, in sports, we did yesterday the person who won the women's single title. Now in the US Grand Slam, Medvedev, okay, Daniil Medvedev, he has won the US Open 2021. So US Open was the last Grand Slam. The 3 Grand Slam has already taken place. In all these 3 Grand Slam, Novak Djokovic was the winner, and if he would have won this Grand Slam, then this would have been the 21st win of Novak Djokovic. But now Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal, they all have 20 Grand Slams in Open era, because the Novak Djokovic was defeated by Daniil Medvedev. So now we will move to editorial. So here the conflict between China and US, so they are talking about the conflict between China and US. Two talks have taken place between US and China, one in Alaska, it has taken place in Alaska, and then in Tianjin, but still the issue persists between China and US. But there is now the 46th president of USA, now he is saying that they will compete with China wherever they want to compete, but they will cooperate with China where the cooperation is possible. Afghanistan right now has become a area where they both want to cooperate. At the same time, there is a conflict related to human rights in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Taiwan, South China Sea actions, and inquiry into the origins of COVID-19. So China has put his foot very firmly, and they call for 2 concessions before the talk can resume. The one is that the US should withdraw the visa restrictions on Communist Party members, and the US should withdraw an extradition request for Meng Wanzhou, the chief financial officer of tech firm Huawei, who is in trial in Canada. So these are some of the things between US and China. Then this is about the Daniil Medvedev winning and defeating the Novak Djokovic. So the last person to win all the Grand Slam in a year was Rod Laver in 1969. Okay, and he secured a 21st Grand Slam title to make past, means if he would have won, then he would have got 21st Grand Slam title, and he would have been the largest Grand Slam winner in Open era after Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal, but that has not taken place. Now रिटर्निंग टू स्कूल 7 months later, दिस इज, यहाँ पे कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं है इस एडिटोरियल में आज. दे आर जस्ट शोइंग दैट देर आर 2 approaches to teaching after COVID-19. One is business as usual, that there are many teachers who will think that already the online classes was going on and now the resumption of physical classes is just another day. There are many teachers, other type of teachers who think that these children who are coming to school, so they have faced COVID-19 and many of them may have lost the family members and they may be in trauma, so they will adopt the teaching methodology accordingly. Now in this article there are 2 things, 2 principles which the author is emphasizing, which is important to read. The first is that priority should be given to arts, music, painting, theater and dance. because aesthetic experience is a great healing power. This is the first thing. And second is that organization of curriculum. So they say that the organization of curriculum should not be in a linear approach or where we left approach. Where we left approach means that the business as usual approach, and it should include the complexity developed by COVID-19 and the child psychology. Now this is about the Tamil Nadu HR&CE Act 1959. HR&CE Act means Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowment Act 1959. So then 1971 section 55 of this act was amended, and it abolished the hereditary priesthood in Tamil Nadu. So it is just saying that caste orthodoxy and patriarchy entrenched in the realm of can be eliminated together. So if these are amended, these acts are amended, so the archakas, the priests in Tamil Nadu as they are called, they can be, these positions can be made non-hereditary. So now coming to Manipur case, a case for asymmetric federalism. तो पहले हम asymmetric federalism का मतलब समझ लेते हैं. Asymmetric federalism का मतलब यहाँ पे हुआ कि हमारे इंडिया में there are certain states who have been given more autonomy. The correct word is autonomy. We don't use the word freedom. हम autonomy use करते हैं. जैसे कि if we talk about Article 370 which has been scrapped now, so Article 370 gave more autonomy to J&K. Similarly, we have Article 371 and 371A to J. Okay, they give more autonomy to certain states depending upon the local conditions. इसमें जो आर्टिकल 371C है, इट गिव्स मोर पावर टू मणिपुर एंड स्पेशली मणिपुर के हिल एरियाज को. ओके, सो अंडर आर्टिकल 371C it is a duty of governor to report to president the administration of hill areas. अब यहाँ पे कुछ एक्ट्स की बात हो रही है जहाँ पे जो ऑटोनोमी है हिल एरिया को उनको डाइल्यूट करने की बात की गई है. यहाँ पे ऑथर जो है वो दो स्ट्रीम्स की बात करता है. एक एसिमेट्रिक फेडरलिज्म को सपोर्ट करना, दूसरा उसके ऑपोजिट कॉन्सेप्ट जिसको कहते हैं इंटरग्रेशनिस्ट अप्रोच, कि मतलब वन नेशन वन रूल वन लॉ, ऑल दिस टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स. सो द ऑथर सेज दैट in Manipur there are two different region. One is valley region, one is hill region, and hill region has been already been given a special power, but there are certain acts now which wants to erode this special power. The first is Manipur Hill Area Autonomous District Council Amendment Bill 2021, and second is induction of 9 assembly members from the valley areas into the hill area committee. If you read the constitution says that there will be a committee formed by the legislative assembly members from the hill area committee, not from the valley committee. But now this special arrangement for hill areas is being eroded. So this article is talking about that in India, if we want stability and peace in the long run, the asymmetric federalism should be recognized and the tribals should be given the rights to protect their culture as envisaged in the Constitution of India. So that's all for today. We will meet again tomorrow with the new Hindu analysis for of tomorrow. Till then, take care. Have a nice day. All the best.